Willie D Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead, click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I'll let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to get some shouts out to the early bird, starting with Connie. What's up, Connie Hodge? What it do? We got Kane Life. What's up, Kane Life? What's up? Who was that? AF Major Production. What's up? Charleston, South Carolina. What it do? Yeah, man, it's going to be a quick live, fam. I'm coming in hot. KKH, what's up? J Nowix. Donald Burton. What's up, Donald? Quentin Cooper. What's up? All right, fam, I'm going in. So here's the deal, fam. Look, in regards to Memphis being a nasty, dirty, unsafe city, LeBron James took some shots at Memphis. Stephen A. Smith tried to check him. Then Matt Barnes checked Stephen A. I want y'all to check out what Matt Barnes said about Stephen A. I think you'll find it quite interesting. Where is that? What happened here? Okay, here we go.
So I just saw a video of Stephen A. Smith having an issue with LeBron on a golf course with a bunch of white boys, as he put it, talking about Memphis and how they should move to Nashville. And if you've been paying attention on social media, it's kind of a trending topic right now. I played in Memphis, got a lot of love for the city, but there's no doubt that the city needs to upgrade when it comes to its facilities for pro players. But Stephen A., you shouldn't have a problem with that. You're talking about his words and what they mean to the black community, but you've been the same man in front of the camera for the last handful of months, disrespecting Serena Williams, disrespecting Jasmine Crockett, disrespecting Kamala Harris, and tap dancing for the whole Republican Party, the whole white Republican Party. But you got an issue with LeBron talking about a trending topic, and his words carry weight, and he doesn't understand what his words can do to the black community. Do you understand the bullshit you're talking and what that can do to the black community? We all used to have a lot of love for you, bro, particularly me, because you looked out. But we're not going to forget the bullshit you on right now.
Okay. All right. So let's recap that. So LeBron James goes on this show where he's golfing with a bunch of white dudes, and he basically starts tearing Memphis down. I think they've said he was in Memphis and he was tearing Memphis down like, this ain't where I want to be. He even threw out some moving, he even throws out moving the team to Nashville. He's like, hey, y'all need to move the team to Nashville. This ain't it right here. So Memphis fans, rightfully so, they were heated. The players, did they take it personal? Maybe to an extent, but here's the thing. Players for months, hell years, have been calling out Memphis, saying that they didn't like playing in Memphis. They don't like the city for whatever reason. Well, it ain't for whatever reason. They've been saying that they don't like the city because of the crime. They don't like the city because they don't like the hotel accommodations. They don't like the lifestyle. It's not accommodating to NBA lifestyle, right? So here's the turn. Stephen A jumps out front like he's the spokesperson for the city, calling LeBron out, saying it's disrespectful and acting like the line had been crossed. Now, this is where things flip. Matt Barnes steps in and basically said, hold up, Stephen A. You the man want to be out here talking slick, talking down on your own people. And now you up here acting like you standing for something, like you standing for the black people of Memphis. He called out the hypocrisy straight up. No dancing around it, no media spin. And here's the thing, fam. How is it that he calls out Memphis and talks about its nightlife and its hotel accommodations? What does that have to do with black folks? See, anybody who thinks that because he says something derogatory about the city, that it automatically means he's talking about black folks, need to check themselves. See? So Stephen A need to check himself, right? He need to check himself instead of trying to check LeBron, because LeBron said nothing about black people when he was talking about how, whatever the bad things were going on in Memphis. He wasn't talking about, he never mentioned black people in particular. Yeah, Memphis does have a crime problem, but he wasn't even talking about the crime problem. Mostly he was talking about the accommodations. That's what he was talking about. So the real talk is that people are tired of Stephen A. Smith. He got the same message. He got the same target all the time. This dude, Stephen A. Smith, he is indeed a Republican, but he's a Democratic mole. He tries to play both sides against the middle. He heavily criticizes one side while claiming to be a member of that side, a representative of that side. He thinks as long as he claims to be a representative of that side, the coast is clear for him to talk down on anybody on that side. What side is that? The left. And primarily the people he talked down on is black people who are on the left. He seldom says anything negative about white folks, no matter if they're in politics. It doesn't matter if they are in sports or if they're just a regular person in society. When he makes these broad generalizations that are negative, 100% of the time he's talking about his own people. He's talking about black people. I have yet to hear him make a broad negative generalization about white folks. Hispanics, Asians, anybody. I have yet to hear him make a broad generalization about any of those groups. He is constantly on the attack against his own people. I want to read something to you that Khalid Muhammad said about the Negro. When white folks can't defeat you, they'll always find some Negro, some bootlicking, butt-licking, buck-dancing, bamboozled, half-baked, half-fried, sissified, punkified, pasteurized, homogenized N-word that they can trot out in front of you. I ain't got no problem with that. R.I.P. Khalid Muhammad, one of the best, one of our greatest soldiers. He's absolutely right. They will always find that sellout. The trip part about it is that Stevie, he don't like being called a sellout. He gets really offended when you call him a sellout. He starts touting his education and his background. I think he said he's from Queens, New York or something. He always talking about New York, from New York. I seen murder. I seen people, the hard streets, from the hard knocks of New York City. New York, New York. He starts talking about how he gives back and da-da-da. Let me explain something to you, fam. First of all, shout out to any of our people out there who are giving back to their communities and giving back to society as a whole. Shouts out if you're reaching back specifically for your own people and helping out. Salute, salute, salute. But let's not get caught up in the idea of giving back. Because, the government gives out billions of dollars a year to Black people and others, but we're talking about Black people right now. They give out billions of dollars a year to Black people, and we know how they feel about us. We know how they feel about us, right? A pimp would take a woman and fix her hair, buy her some nice shoes, buy her a nice dress, get her nails done, put on some good smelling perfume, and put her out there on the whole stroll. He'll put on that track in a heartbeat. So just because somebody give you some money does not mean they love you. It doesn't mean they care about you. Oftentimes, people give you money to control you. There are a lot of people who give money so that they can have a pass to destroy you. So they can have a pass when they say disparaging things about you. Imus in the morning. Remember him? I think his name was Don Imus. One of the worst human beings who ever lived. Straight up racist. Horrible person. He's the one who's called all of those Black girls who was at this college nappy-headed HOEs. Yeah. This uncivilized mutt had a charity program. I think it was like some farm or something where kids went out to some farm. They learned about farming and stuff like that. So it was for like underprivileged kids. But he hated Black folks. But because he did that, he could always lean toward that when he got called out on his racism. So just because somebody strokes a check give you some money, starts a foundation, does not mean that they care. Oftentimes, these foundations are shields for them, to move money around, not pay taxes. And again, to control. It's to throw you off. Stephen A. Smith cannot be trusted. I don't care how loud he gets. I don't care how he tries to show off his vernacular. I don't care how often he uses French in the English sense. He's still a sellout. All you got to do is listen to him, and he gonna tell you exactly who he is. The dude plays like he is down with black folks. He fakes like he's a Democrat. And I'm not saying you got to be a Democrat to be down with black folks, because I do believe that there are some Republicans out there who are down with black folks. I just think they lost, but they are down. You know what I'm saying? They love their people, but they just don't rock with the Democratic Party. So I get that. I understand that. But people like Stephen A., this dude is always talking down on the left. And he's always throwing black people under the bus, and especially black athletes. And now lately, he's been tearing down black politicians, especially the female, specifically black female politicians. And then he'll try to lump in the whole Democratic Party and all this kind of stuff. But he'll say that, well, I'm a Democrat, and I'm, John Fetterman is a Democrat also, right? And he is a state representative. He's a state representative. He's a Democrat, but he votes Republican. So just because you identify as a certain member of a certain party or whatever does not mean you have that party's best interest, right? Just because you say you are this doesn't mean you're that. Action speaks louder than words. And so far, all we've been getting out of Stephen A. Smith is a whole lot of words, a whole lot of loud ass words. I cannot believe that you have the audacity. Come on, fam. I don't trust him. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. Matt Barnes did right to call him out. And everybody else should be, look, to those players out there who kick it with Stephen A., he's not your friend. He's not even a good dude. Don't be trying to butter up to this dude just because he got a big audience. Have some integrity. I wouldn't even want to be his friend. I can't rock with somebody that throw my people under the bus. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than me. Matt called him out, and I saw a few people out there that was getting at Matt for calling Stephen A. Smith out. But Stephen A. Smith has been a riding dude for a long time. And remember, fam, can you really trust somebody who says, can you trust a man who says these words? Every day I wake up, I try to figure out how I can make my boss some money. My boss is some money. Then I try to figure out how much I can keep for myself. If that ain't some step and fetch it, house in words, look, man, come on, fam. Ladies, could somebody like that get you excited? Could you get excited for a man like that? Like, would that make you like, want to get down? If you knew a man was like that, had that type of mentality? I doubt it. I doubt that you would respect it. Going to the comments. T. Gallagher, what up? Chuck Diesel. China, where China? I thought I saw China caught up in there. There she is, China Carter. China Carter. What's up, China? Santiago Bond. What it do? Is that, hold on, I'm going to try to say this name right here. Loquacious? Loquacious. Mile High Alarm. What's up? Josh Gotti, Louisville, Kentucky. Checking in. What up? Robert Clayton. What it do? Sky KC. Jamal J. Jamal J says, can you trust a man that says, if you don't vote for me, then you're not black? And y'all did. That's a good comment. That's a good comment. I never trusted him. I never trusted him. And I told y'all from jump I didn't trust him. But I voted for him anyway. I sure did. Anybody but Trump. Anybody but Trump. Anybody but Trump. Yeah, and I stand on that. Anybody but Trump. But I told y'all up front I didn't trust Joe Biden. I told y'all that I thought Joe Biden was every bit of who he tries to act like he's not, but who he used to be is still deep down inside of him. But anybody but Trump. Joe Biden wouldn't have us in a war right now. He wouldn't have bombed on Iran. But then again, maybe he would have. Maybe he would have. You know what? I take that back. He would have bombed on Iran. Because it's not Trump that's calling these shots. It's bigger than him. So yeah, he would have bombed on Iran, and he would have absolutely invaded Venezuela. He would have done that. Yep, I do believe he would have done that. I think that the only difference I do believe is rhetoric. I believe more so about the rhetoric and a lot of these policies, like these racial policies. Now that would have been a big difference if Joe Biden had been in. If he wouldn't have went to the extreme with these racial policies like Trump had. He wouldn't have taken out Black history out of the schools. He wouldn't have removed the Black soldiers from the walls and in Congress and other national federal-owned buildings. He wouldn't have done none of that. He wouldn't have resurrected some of these Confederate statues and all of that stuff. He wouldn't have done none of that. He wouldn't have padded his pockets with American dollars like Trump is doing. He wouldn't have had his family. He wouldn't have used the Oval Office to enrich his family with hundreds of millions of dollars and himself by $4 or $5 billion. He wouldn't have done that. So there's certain stuff that he would have done. I do believe when it comes to war, it's bigger than the president. Ain't no president just sending people to war all by himself. He may be the catalyst. He may be the face, but he ain't the one pulling the lever. He ain't pulling the lever. Believe that. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Appreciate y'all, fam. Enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. No more talk.